Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna. I'm really enjoying combining astrology with tarot cards, and I'm going to show you how tarot cards reflect astrology and astrology reflects tarot cards. I don't know if they tried that to make it look like that, or that's a happy accident, or people just started noticing. I'm not sure. We have to remember, though, tarot cards actually started by playing cards, what we call playing cards, but a deck of cards out of Egypt, and those original cards were for the season. So they would know when the Nile was going to flood, etc., etc. So they evolved over all these years. So cards actually go back quite a while. In the original cards, 52 cards were the 52 weeks of the year. All right. So that being said, I thought let's see what the tarot cards are telling us, what the planetary energies in the sky are based on tropical astrology. And the reason I'm basing it on tropical astrology is because it's my personal belief that sidereal astrology affects society as a whole because it's up in the sky. It's up in the sky, and it's more of your subconscious and your conscious. But the tropical astrology is more earthbound and affects our day-to-day mundane activities here on Earth. So that's why I'm going to use the tropical astrology because it affects our day-to-day here on Earth. It affects whether you're going to be in an accident today versus, how does your meditation go, right? Anyways, it's news you can use. So let's get started. So how I'm doing this is I've put all the cards that are in play today. Believe it or not, look at how many cards are in play today. Well, we always have 7 planets and a moon and a sun. To make up all 9 planets, right? We also have the different zodiac houses, which is there's a maximum of 12. So sometimes we have quite a deck of cards here. So we are still in Aquarius season, and this is represented by the star. By the star, it's interesting. It's a water bear, right? And the water bear is dumping water back onto Earth. Um, with that big jug or whatever. And usually it's a male, and that's why it's called the zodiac of man. But anyways, we still are in the star here right now. And this is like hope and healing. Also, the star makes stars of people. That, they're the shining star. Also, this is the Pleiades, the 7 sisters, the 7 stars, and this is also representative of the North Star. So to find your North Star, what direction are you going to go? A lot of times in Aquarius, it's a fixed sign, and if things are meant to disrupt in your life, it will be during an Aquarius or Pisces season, the ending of the zodiac. So we are in a hopeful and healing time. The core card that represents Aquarius is the Knight of Swords. So attacking with words, being aggressive with words. It's a great time to actually, if you are being, want to charge somebody in court, this would be the time that you would apply to, get that lawsuit going or whatever. Words that are spoken that are really difficult to undo. You have to be really careful with your words at this time. Also, this tells me things move fast, and it's a dangerous time for fast moving things. Airplanes, especially because this is an air sign. All right. Now we have the 7 of Swords in the decan that we are in. We are in the 3rd decan of Aquarius. Every zodiac has 3 decans, 10 days each, and we are in the 3rd one. And this is represented by the 7 of Swords. So this is different strategies that you may take. Also, with this Knight of Swords, you want to really be careful of people trying to steal things from you. I'm not kidding you, but mentally. So you might want to be careful with your patents, with your copyright, that kind of thing. Interesting, we're gonna the Knight of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is tactical, things that you plan on stealing. Like if you look at this card, the tents are all open. So this is during the day, so they're all doing their exercise, or perhaps the military. It's obviously military. We've got lots of swords here. They're busy doing, they're distracted, and that allowed the enemy to come on in and take their weapons while they weren't looking. All right. So you have to be really careful that somebody's not taking something from you. The sun is also in Aquarius right now. And so we're looking at, again, the sun, the spotlight on some of the things that could be taken from you. Also, this would be a really poor time for you to do any kind of flubbing. You will be caught. So don't fudge on your tax returns. Oh, look at that. The clock agrees with me. Keep everything above board. I'm not saying everybody does this, but the energies are quite high right now. To watch out for lies. Watch out for lies. And if you are the liar, you will be exposed. Absolutely. And it might create some hope. It might create some healing. So really be careful about what people are telling you. Be your utmost honest, because anything that you do, say, especially with words, will be exposed. So this will be interesting to me about the Guthrie case right now that's going on. Are we going to see lies exposed? Look at, we are seeing all the lies around the Epstein case exposed. And once they're exposed, people can start to heal. Humanity. Aquarius represents humanity. So the attack on humanity can start to heal. The spotlight. Interesting, we also have child here, so now we're, the spotlight on how many children were hurt and whatnot. And I'm thinking this is exactly what's going on. The spotlight on all the liars. So if somebody has lied to you, they will be caught. So don't be, anyways, you shouldn't be a liar anyways, but especially right now, if you have had some lies in the past, they will be exposed. They will be exposed. All right? Because the sun is in the third decan right now. Suppose you could put them this way too, with that being a major arcana. They're in the third decan. Pluto is also in Aquarius. Pluto is also in Aquarius, and Pluto is resurrection, second chances. Again, a bit of healing, like you think Red Cross and healing here. Pluto is again exposing things, destructive things, and you think of it this way: Pluto will resurrect you if you deserve it. If you don't deserve it, you will stay in the underground. Absolutely. I'm getting, like, I know I always point out this is the English flag. I'm getting that we will see some kind of resurrection in the UK. Something's going to be exposed. Some kind of corruption will be exposed. And whistleblowers. Whistleblowers are actually in power right now, right? They are, lies are being exposed, and whistleblowers. So the people who are exposing all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, it was almost like the planets were waiting for this energy to attach Earth. Remember, we're still in Aquarius. All this energy is right now where we are. This day I'm reading these cards is where all the energy is. I think we're going to continue to see more and more truths coming out. And you think the people who are getting the second chances are the people who've been telling the truth all this time. And people are going to start to notice them. Here's another card. Mars is in Aquarius. Aquarius is loaded right now. Mars is in Aquarius. So these people being exposed, this is the hand of God. This is the God of war. This is the God of warriors. This is anger. I know I'm not saying God is anger. I'm saying sometimes God can become very angry and expose those and the power to dispose of them. We do have a crown here. Are we going to see some of the British royal family tumble down? Are we going to see some of the Norwegian royal family tumble down? The crown can also be CEOs, leaders. I'm almost getting like a walls of Jericho come tumbling down. Here's the angel blowing the trumpet, and everything comes tumbling down. Mars and Pluto for humanity. So humanity can heal. Also, we have the attack here. Mars, I think we're in for a bit of trouble. I think the energies today are going to tumble some things down. Could even be the stock market, although that's mostly Mercury. All right. So now we move on to Pisces. That's just in Aquarius. This is just today, guys. Of course, some of these will be in play for tomorrow as well. These are all slow moving, right? The sun's going to be here for until I think another 6 days. So all of these are the Pluto's he's here for 30 years. Mars is going to be here for a bit. So this is in play for a while. These energies are playing up now for at least another 6 days, and then the sun and these move on. But this remains hope and healing, exposure, destruction. That will remain at least quite a while. All right, so then we go to Pisces, which is the moon, which is veiled and illusion. Not necessarily confusion, but you know what this is? That is the solar eclipse. That's the moon coming in front of the sun. And here we are. It's not happening in Pisces, it's happening in Aquarius. But this is tied to what's coming up during Pisces season. And this is the illusion. And look what's in Pisces right today. Mercury. This is where Mercury is in Pisces. And also we have Venus in Pisces. And so this is telling me there's a big illusion about luxurious goods, about the e-commerce and communication of luxurious goods. Are we going to see a downturn in luxurious goods? Are we going to see a downturn in any kind of, now, this is just what my sources are saying, this is for fun and entertainment purposes only. Are we going to see a downturn in luxurious things like a Bitcoin worth $60,000? To me, that's luxurious. If you can afford to buy one Bitcoin, that's very luxurious. Are we going to see a downturn in alcohol? Venus rules wines, luxurious things. Are we going to see, like we're going to discover, this is all kind of an illusion. All this wearing a Rolex and nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, are we going to start to see communications about how many people we put on pedestals, luxurious celebrities, and it was all an illusion. They manufactured that they were really good people, and it was all an illusion. Especially with the eclipse right now. Also, there is a lunar eclipse in Pisces season, and that's when the sun is in front of the moon, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure. But I don't know if Mercury and Venus will still be there. But right now, today, Mercury and Venus are in Pisces. And what are the cards telling us? Illusion when it comes to communication and manifestation, about luxurious things, about being pregnant with possibilities. Perhaps you'll find out once these planets move on that it was all an illusion. There was no possibilities there. All right. Now we're going to get to Aries here. And in Aries, we have Neptune and we have Saturn. Saturn is entering Aries. We're going to see right now the end of some people sitting on a throne. And that between the Mars activity, so people who have been hanging on, sitting on a throne, we're going to see that wrapped up. Saturn is coming in and saying, yeah, let's wrap this up. This has been going on for too long. And I'm talking about CEOs, I'm talking about kings, I'm talking about leaders of countries. If they are in a position right now, it looks like, they're barely hanging on. There's been, there's no trajectory going up. It's just kind of hanging by a thread. That's going to be wrapped up. Saturn's coming in and just going to clean that up. All right. Again, are we going to see the Norwegian king fall? Are we going to see the British king fall? Are we going to see, some of the big CEOs, some of the big leaders of some of the countries? Are we going to see them? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And are we going to see that? Next one that's in play is Taurus, and that's the Hierophant with the Fool. Are we going to, again, it's just brand new leaders, brand new leaders, brand new leaders, brand new leaders. This is why I say I think we may see a new pope this year. Like we may see a brand new pope this year, and I've said that a couple of times. And that's because Uranus is in Taurus. I think it moves into Gemini in a couple of months or so, and then I think we might see a lot of couples explode, or weird couples coming together. But I think we might see a new pope based on the energies of today. Now, next zodiac in play is Capricorn or Cancer, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is why I keep saying there's no World War III. This Chariot here is military. This is a general. This is somebody ruling. Now, if we had the Chariot and the Tower, I'd say kaboom, something is going up. I'm going to say that we are not going to have World War III. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. We have Jupiter here. Jupiter has entered the chat. And this is, when you look at it, Cancer is actually homeland. So a lot of homelands are going to, expand and do well. Not all, but for the most part. And some famous Cancer countries are Canada and the United States. Are they going to expand? Is the Stars and Stripes going to expand? So is that going to be Greenland or Canada? Anyways, this is why I'm calling peace with military peace. This is people taking control of the situation, and here's the negotiation, here's all the contracts going on. And those are the only two planets right now that are in that. All right. Next one that's in play is a Capricorn, which is the devil, and the moon is in Capricorn right now. So I'm going to say there's going to continue to be, at least while the moon is in Capricorn, more secrets. More secrets, but they're secrets. They aren't going anywhere. They are going to remain secrets, unfortunately. So people think there's going to be a third dump and more are going to come out. I'm telling you right now, with the moon in Capricorn, at least not for the next couple of days. I don't know. The moon moves quite quickly. So it may move on to Aquarius. Then we get the moon into Aquarius. Well, now the moon is going to represented by the high priestess. That might close down some of the Jeffrey Epstein documents and whatnot. We might see something saying that no, those ones will not be released for whatever reason. Some of them are so horrific. I don't know if the world needs to know that much more, to be honest. But here's the devil, the secrets that the devil keeps. Also, this is the devil represents lies. The devil represents lies. So, secrets that are lies. This is also the devil to me would represent the media that people are just tied to listening to. Um, this is almost be propaganda that's coming out. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're going to hear more about more lies, more secrets. They just simply will not be exposed in the next couple of days while the moon is in Capricorn. That's what the energies are telling me. All right, so there's your tarot weather report, tarot astro weather report. All right, thank you very much for watching. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think we are going to have World War III? Do you think the luxury market is going to make it? Do you think we're going to see some leaders fall? Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.